Okay, I've been asked many questions about the TID radio, which one I like, and what's the pros and cons and stuff like that. It can get quite confusing when you're reading about a whole bunch of radios, and I have all these brands, and I do like them all. There are some pros and cons, but I would call them minor mostly, or maybe it's like an interface, or it depends on what your needs are. The first one I bought was the H3. A lot of updates we went through. It has been, generally speaking, very reliable. The price was right. It's a great radio to kick around. In the group, dual band, an ability to transmit from one band to another band. It does reduce some doubling when there's several people. This particular radio, I'm going to identify here. Okay. No need to record it. I'm doing a test. What I like about the H3 is that it has two push-to-talk buttons. VA6ALY, that's on UHF. VA6ALY, that's on VHF. Quick and easy. Okay, that's one point about this. To me, that's a great feature. I love that. Now, this is their new one. I have decided to get a different color just to see what it's like. It's a compromise between the green and the black. I haven't put this on during the night when it's dark, but I assume it'll be more visible. So, and it also, you can see the internals a little bit. So here it is, H3 Plus. On the H3, I probably have half a dozen or so. On these, I have 1, 2, 3, I think 4. Yeah, H3 Plus. It has extra features. Physically, it feels the same. The batteries are interchangeable. Antenna is the same. One thing about it like is that it has option for different displays. I kind of like the display on this one. Yeah. It has a lot of details, much more easily visible. The channel number, high power, wideband, analog, I'm assuming. That's what the A stands for. FM. And the Bluetooth icon, S, I believe, is for simplex, I think. Okay, so there's more information visible. So that's a plus. Of course, it has Bluetooth. There's only two things I didn't care for. I could live with it, but I didn't care for. And that has to do with the menu. Oops, it's locked. Let me unlock it here. I have it set for auto lock. Okay. I know right off the bat what my settings are. No problem. On this one, I have a list. The only thing that's nice about it, it is broken up in different groups, which I have no complaints about that. But I gotta let's say I want my display to be on continuously. I have to hit the gain, and I had to go look for display backlight. I believe that's the one. Always on. If I want to find out, for example, let's exit. Oh, did I turn off my continuous display? I have to go through several steps. I have to remember it's radio settings, and I could put a number in there. I just forgot what it was to display. Let me go back. So, oh, there you go, 12. Again, it's more of a interface. You might like it, you might not. I can live with it. But I think the TID Radio could improve on that. What would be nice, would really stop a lot of complaints. The minute I see squelch level, they could shorten it and put at the end on or off or whatever. Okay? Step frequency. Maybe put STP or something like that. Or just step. And so that at the end, you know what the setting is. 2.5. So, yeah. No big deal. That is not an issue. What I do miss with this one, the push-to-talk buttons. They look like they're dual push-to-talk, right? The first one, VA6AOI. Next one, nothing. Okay, I think I had the volume turned down. That's why. Okay. Let's try this again. It's a programmable button. Right now, I had it set for open squelch. And unfortunate, I have to use the long press to get the open in. It won't allow me to do the short. That was the case with the H3. I don't know why. The option should be there. I'm listening to a station, it's a bit noisy. I click it, I gotta wait before I hear it. So, contrary to what other people are saying, there is no dual push to talk on this radio. At least the ones I have, unless they received enough complaints and they decided to reprogram it. And I don't see no option as of yet to reprogram this to a push to talk. So, every once in a while I take a look when I do the programming. I haven't now since I've looked at it last time. If for some reason, my other radio, I better turn it down. If for some reason someone finds a way to convert this back to dual, let me know. This definitely will replace the H3, despite those two things I don't like. Like I would not buy another H3. No longer. It still serves the purpose. The price is right. It falls down into a lake while fishing or down an ice hole. I'm not going to cry. This one I'll cry a little bit because I haven't played with it enough. Anyways, the price is still right. So that's that one. That's the H3. Being a ham radio operator, I definitely needed to get a 10-watt. In fact, this summer I had to resort to using the 10-watt because the group were further apart. And having that extra 3 dB gain, still using the same antenna. We do have the longer antenna and a few other things, but it has not been convenient to use. So the X had 3 dB gain helps. And this is the H8 second generation. I know the first generation, there was a lot of complaints about spurious transmission. I believe the H8 has passed. I guess they call this, the H82 has passed. There's no particular ID. You can't tell the difference, I guess. One push to talk. Again, it has the 2 program keys. It's the same thing. I have to hold it for 2 seconds. It won't give me the option. Menu. Oops, let me unlock again. Menu is the same. Very quick to find out what the setting is. It tells me it's continuous, and I can scroll through. So I do like this type of setup. It would be nice if they could do the same thing, but they can split it up maybe in 3 groups if they want. So it's 10 watts. I believe it has a limited bandwidth, if I recall. I don't think it has airplane mode. The thing is, any of these radios, if they had airplane mode, the H3 and the H8, the sensitivity would be low. And I kind of found on the AM side, the quality wasn't really that great for me. I just like good audio quality. FM, wide. But for ham radio, absolutely no problems with this. Been working. Since then, ICOM, I do have an ICOM radio. Maybe I should show that one too. It is my favorite, but the most expensive. Now, this is the H8 third generation. Again, no sticker to differentiate. Very similar. Menu-wise, so let me unlock. Menu-wise, the same. 10 watts. 1 push to talk.
Minimum plus 5. Dimanche, alternance de soleil.
I have to wait. Let me try the other button. Yeah. Okay, I guess on this one, I put it on top. And I guess I didn't get around to doing that on the other radio. So there you go. 1 push to talk. 10 watts. It has wireless cloning. I have successfully demoed the wireless cloning, I believe, to the H3. In fact, that's how I originally programmed this, because I couldn't program the H8 at first because this chirp and others weren't quite ready. But I believe on Windows 10, there is an H8 third gen, and I believe I did read it just to be sure it's working. So I'm not 100% sure how compatible the H3 and the H8 third gen. The H3 Plus will not do wireless cloning to the H8. These are not compatible, which kind of makes the H8 third gen a little bit less valuable. Yeah. I guess if you don't have one, that's okay. But when you do have them. So I have to use the H3 if I want to make a change or manually do it. And I believe it has a wider band. I think it has AM, usual Bluetooth. One thing I should mention is the mics on this. You talk in here. you talk in here. Oops. And you talk in here. Same with this one. I got myself another one. I'm impressed. This is, I keep forgetting the the name. It's a DMR radio, 838 or something like that, UV. I have videos on there. When I initially got this, I quickly came to realize that I like this better than my H8 3rd gen. So much so that I had one more I was planning to get. I canceled it right off the bat. So this hill has basically replaced all my H8, regardless of the version, 2nd or 3rd generation. It has everything that this other H8 has. It has some of the cons too. One thing I should mention when I was talking about mics, I had to get used to it. I was talking into my keypad there as a habit, and I was getting a couple of audio reports saying it's a little bit low, not what we're used to. I think that I was using an ICOM at that time before that they were comparing me, the ID52 Plus. But anyways, so yeah, right here. So you have to relearn the habit when you're holding the handheld. You don't talk in there, you don't talk in there. You have to direct it to you. I like the display better than any of the other TID radio. Okay. It's a DMR, so the settings are different. I have a playlist. They call it zones. For scanning or for scrolling through, you're basically stuck to one playlist on all these other radios. And so you go into memory, you hit a number that you want, 32, 198, whatever the memory. With this, I could have 200 playlists, with each playlist containing 50 frequencies. This is 1,000 memories. All the other ones are 200. So forget about DMR. Let's say you're not really interested in DMR. This is the one. And there's 3 displays. You have to really understand the settings on the program there to have the settings show up. Okay, so basically I'm in channel 1, I'm in zone 1. And I got this program, if I hold it for 2 seconds, it'll start scanning this particular zone, whatever I've set. So I have a scan set up for every zone, unique. And I believe, yes, this is the button I use for stepping through the zones. Zone 2, Zone 3, Zone 4, 5, that's the weather. Zone 6, Zone 7, Zone 8, and back to 1. And I can do the same with the other band. So, yeah. The only negative thing I could say about the scan, I don't think it's as fast. So the way you kind of make up for it is keep the groups maybe to a dozen or so instead of 50. I never had a chance to actually time it, whether it's 10 channels per second or 5, I'm not sure yet. But it is slower, so keep that in mind. And I believe you only can scan on one band at a time. You can set, for example, listen on one frequency and then scan on the other band, but you can't do both. And when you go back to transmit, it will stop. For example, let me hold this, scan is on, then scan is off when I hit a button. I had people complaining about the keypad. There's not much functions on this keypad other than like for texting. There is a couple up and down arrows and menu and exit, but actually no tones. I don't use tones with a handheld anyways, only mobile, when you're linking to repeaters and so forth. So, again, it may not be a mobile radio replacement, but for using all the other radios, definitely. In fact, I don't see myself even bothering with a H3 or H3 Plus anymore, or the H8. If I needed another radio, I probably would end up with this, and I can set this up with 3 power levels. I think it's like 2, 5, and 10, something in that range. And I did test the wattage, and they were all within. Actually, they were all a little bit above specs, so on the dummy load. Again, only one push to talk. Menu. When you are in an analog frequency, which we are right now. Oh, wait a minute. No, I don't think we were. Hold on. Let me see. We were in digital. I'm in band B. Okay, let's go back. There you go. My mistake. Scan and settings. You have FM radio. You have GPS. There might be a bug about GPS. I'm waiting for a reply from TID Radio. I do have it on, but for some reason, they suggest it's because I'm in a weak signal. And that could be true because I have not taken it outside yet. However, my ICOM, ID52 Plus, the handheld, and my ICOM 705, they can read GPS indoors, but then it has a different antenna system. So I will verify that later. Okay, we got settings. Radio settings, program settings. Let's go to radio settings, I think. Most of my stuff I've been doing is with the program that comes with it for Windows 10. Okay, sorry about that. I had to stop for a minute. So I would say there's only probably a handful of settings that you can't do on the radio itself that I've noticed, which is not the case with the other radios. There's settings you have to use the program. So I kind of like that. Okay, let's go back here. FM radio, interesting.
Take the next step in your recovery journey.
I guess if you're heavy into FM radio, you might enjoy this. Okay, I mentioned about GPS, the radio set. You have a sound adjustment, you have a display, and you have the zones you can add and edit, which is nice. And the power levels, which I have high, hit back, squelch level, language, key lock, Vox, mic gain. I believe I have it in the middle right now. Frequency steps, time, TOT, that's the time termination. Power save mode, you only have on and off. Work mode, not a clue. This has something to do with emergency and stuff like that. I have not played with it. And program. You can edit your channels and you can edit your buttons. So, and you got six buttons. There you go. You could program. On top, I have, I believe, the home. It'll take me to the home frequency, my home memory that I want. Let's say I'm lost somewhere and I just want to get back to the group, and then holding it down will brings I think the FM radio. Anyways, so yeah, as you can see, you can do a lot without using a program. Radio info, back, and then the scan. This is where you select the scan list, which is Calgary. And I have two DMR repeaters, GMRS, some tool frequencies, 70 centimeters only, 2 meters. Shortwave listening, some of the more regular channels I like to listen. And you keep it down to a dozen or so, you'll have a very fast scan. And you have options to set all sorts of things. Now, when I switch over to, hit the wrong button, hold on. When I switch over to digital, okay, it's on zone 2. Let me take it back to zone 1. If I hold the button down 2 seconds, it'll back step. Anyways, now when you go to menu, I was back to analog. Okay, there, now I'm digital. I have to go to zone 2. Okay, now I hit menu, I have a completely different set of options. Contacts, this is where you can create records with a person's name, call sign, so forth, so you don't see a number only. You can do that. My understanding is a limit of 200, but I could be wrong. And also, I can set this so it doesn't close after, 5-10 seconds. I think I've increased it to 60 seconds on the other radio. And this is where you can do, your messages. If you're going to do text messaging, I have to say it's much easier on this keypad, being bigger to begin with, okay? So if you're into texting, you have a call log. Let's see. What do I have? Missed list. No records. Okay, I guess I didn't miss any. I'm not sure if it... No records, so I guess the last time I programmed it, I probably... Yeah, it got all erased when I programmed it, I guess. But it's there. And then you have, like I say, you have the usual settings. So, just to let you know, there's a different menu, one for analog, a different menu for digital. So, there's certainly lots more configuration options, and it can also introduce you to DMR. I'm sure there's DMR radios that are far better than this. I don't know, because this is the first time. I'm more familiar with D-Star on my ICOM and my ID52 Plus. Oops, I better turn down the volume on that other radio. Okay, just for comparison, let me power up. This is my favorite radio. It has D-Star, it has all the other capabilities. It has a fantastic display. It has dual display, dual band, dual receive. You know, it has it all. And it doesn't have 2 push-to-talks, but you can switch back and forth between band 1 and band 2. And in the corner it tells me I'm on VFO B right now. And I'm using a tone squelch. I haven't put this on for a while. And it'll take a little while for that to show up. It's still, as you can see, the little satellite there, it's looking for it. Size-wise, let's compare. First of all, to the GMR. Let me just zoom out. Maybe it might be easier. DP10 is a little bit longer. Thickness is pretty well the same. Oops. Actually, a little bit thinner. Definitely displays better. Width-wise, it is a little bit wider. So, size-wise, it's close enough. Yeah, it's the price. This one, I go fishing, and I drop it in a lake, I will cry. Or down the ISO. So definitely I only use this mostly indoors or in the mall, stuff like that, where I'm likely to drop it in the water. Definitely would not let my better half take it fishing. I'll give her this one first. So, there you go. There are a little bit more information, but I think these other details can be better explained on individual videos that I have made already on each of those radios. Hopefully it answers people's questions, and seems to be a big argument about dual push to talk. Many arguing that, yeah, you can, but I have not yet discovered it. Any questions, let me know. I will reply as soon as I can. Once in a while, I see a message that's I'm going to go reply, and I send it off to make it available to public, and then I go looking for it. It's gone. So I don't know if it's a glitch with TID Radio. If for some reason you did send a text that required an answer, send it again if you haven't. It means I lost it, because I make a point of at least acknowledging your text. Okay? Just the fact that it becomes public, that's an acknowledgement. If there's a question or some sort of facts that were issued and I agree or disagree or know more a little bit about it, yeah, I will add to it. So I apologize. I think there's at least 2 cases where I had 2 disappearing messages posted and I can't find it anywhere. Okay, take care. Again, it will be appreciated. Thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't. I'm more than just radios. It's just the time of the year and season, and the fact that I had some new purchases coming in kind of sidetracked me from other activities, but they'll become available. Take care, and have a nice day. If you haven't done so, it would be appreciated. Please subscribe. And thank you for watching. Have a nice day.